April 12th, 2024. Thursday. The air was thick with an unnatural silence as I took my first step into the abandoned facility. My name is Ethan Wells, and I never should have entered the Backrooms. Before we descend into this nightmare, if you have not subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit that like button and let me know in the comments. What would you do if you found yourself trapped in a place with no exit? The rumors had always been there. Whispers about the backrooms, an endless maze of yellowed hallways, buzzing fluorescent lights, and the feeling that something or someone was always watching. It started as an internet myth, but I knew better now. I was living it. The entrance was unexpected. I had been walking home from work, taking my usual shortcut through an alley when suddenly I tripped, except there was nothing to trip over. The world shifted around me. I felt a gut-wrenching pull, a sensation like falling without end. Then just as suddenly I landed on a damp, moldy carpet. The smell hit me first, stale air mixed with something rotten. I stood up slowly, my head spinning. I was in a room that looked like an office building from the 80s, with sickly yellow wallpaper peeling off the walls. The overhead lights buzzed with an unnatural hum, flickering erratically. I turned a corner, another hallway, and another. Each one identical, stretching infinitely in all directions. Something was wrong. I reached for my phone. No signal. My footsteps echoed too loudly, as if the space around me was amplifying every tiny sound. That was when I realized I was not alone. A distant shuffling, slow, deliberate footsteps. I held my breath, straining to listen. The noise was coming from behind me. I turned sharply. Nothing. But the footsteps continued. Closer now. Have you ever had the feeling that someone was standing right behind you? That if you turned around fast enough, you might catch a glimpse of something you were not supposed to see? Let me know in the comments. A shadow flickered at the edge of my vision. I ran. The hallways twisted and turned, leading me deeper into this endless nightmare. The buzzing of the lights grew louder, almost deafening. My breath came in ragged gasps as I sprinted, desperate for an exit. Then I saw it, a doorway, different from the others. It was slightly open, revealing darkness beyond. A flickering exit sign hung above it, but the letters were distorted, shifting as if they were alive. Every instinct screamed at me not to go inside, but the footsteps behind me had become a sprint. I had no choice. I threw myself through the door and fell into blackness. When I woke, I was no longer in the hallways. I was somewhere worse. The walls were no longer yellow. They were dark, pulsing as if they were breathing. The air was thick and heavy, filled with the distant sound of something wet, something moving. A whisper close to my ear. "You should not be here." My body went rigid. I turned my head slowly, dreading what I might see, but there was nothing there. I started walking, careful not to make a sound. The floor beneath me was damp, squishing with each step. The walls seemed to shift as I moved, warping in and out of shape. And then ahead of me I saw them. Figures, standing motionless in the distance. Their bodies were wrong, stretched, elongated, with faces that seemed to glitch and distort like a corrupted video. They did not move, but I knew they had seen me. Then they all turned at once, and they started running. I ran too. The space around me twisted, turning me back into the endless hallways. My vision blurred as I sprinted, my lungs burning. The walls flickered between the yellow wallpaper and the breathing darkness. And then I saw it. A mirror, not a door, not an exit, but a full-length mirror, standing alone in the middle of the hallway. In the reflection, I saw myself, but I was not alone. A hand rested on my shoulder, but there was nothing behind me. The last thing I heard before I blacked out was a voice whispering in my ear, "Welcome home." When I woke up, I was lying in the alleyway where it had all begun. The city was normal. The sky was normal. But I was not. To this day, the lights in my apartment flicker when I enter a room. Sometimes I hear whispers when I'm alone. And every now and then, I see something move in my reflection. Something that is not me. Do you think I ever really escaped? If this story sent chills down your spine, do not forget to like and subscribe. And before you leave, answer this. If you found yourself in the back rooms with no way out, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. The days that followed were not normal. The world seemed different, almost stretched, like reality had been tampered with. People would walk past me, their faces slightly distorted for a brief second, as though the back rooms had followed me back. At night, I would wake up to the sound of faint buzzing, like those fluorescent lights from that place. My reflection in the mirror did not always move the same way I did. And then, one night, my phone rang. I did not recognize the number. I hesitated before answering. "Hello?" My voice came out shaky. For a moment, there was silence. Then the same whisper from the back rooms. "You should not be here." I dropped the phone. The call had ended, but my screen flickered, distorting as if it were struggling to stay real. I was still trapped. Maybe not in the back rooms, but something from there had latched onto me. I was no longer sure if I had ever truly left. Now I ask you, if you had escaped the back rooms, but reality felt just a little wrong, would you try to go back, or would you pretend it never happened? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have not already, like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You never know when another story like this might be waiting for you. The whispers have not stopped. The mirrors have started showing me things I do not want to see. And last night, when I turned off the lights, I swear I saw something standing at the foot of my bed. I am afraid to sleep. I am afraid that one day I will wake up and find myself back in the back rooms. Would you survive a night in the back rooms? Comment below, and do not forget to like and subscribe, because the next story might be even worse.